welcome to Math 4. This is fall 2021. I'm so excited to have you here and hope that you'll learn lots of good things in our class. I want to go over a couple of things with you on Canvas and how this class is going to be working out, and also just tell you a little bit about myself. So first off, this is my going on 7th year of teaching here at Chaffey College. When I'm not online teaching, I normally teach at the Chino campus. Prior to that, I taught at Pasadena City College, and I also taught some high school. I also taught at UC Riverside and Cal Baptist University. So that's all my teaching experience. I also was, my background for education, I have a master's degree in math and also a master's degree in education. I also have a single subject teaching credential in math, as well as a bachelor's degree in math, all earned from UC Riverside. So a lot of background in math and also in education. And so as you head out into your future career, if it is going to be with teaching, this class is called Mathematical Concepts for Elementary School Teachers. So hopefully that is your path. Reach out to me if you need have any questions about the credential process or going to get a master's in education or anything like that. Just let me know. So we're going to go into our course right now, and what I have here is the student view of our class, our first home page. And just one thing I want to point out is how the first intro quote says, "Good mathematics is not about how many answers you know, it's how you behave when you don't know." And I think that's really important, especially in elementary math, to be able to get that point across to students that yes, getting the correct answer and getting the answer is awesome and good, but it's more about the process. Because when you don't know, what do? How do you get to that answer? How do you think, problem solve? And that's what we want to instill in our students and for you guys too, as being the teachers of those future students. And so when you come into our class, a couple of things that I want you to see besides that is there's a to-do list on the far right side, and so you can see some upcoming due dates. And there's a lot coming up this week. It looks like a lot, but if you work through the module just one thing at a time, you should be able to complete those activities pretty quickly. And so if you look over on the far left side, a couple of things that are just like helpful for tutoring, things like that, is the visiting hours. So you can see that direct link to the visiting hours. I'll click on it so you can see. And our hours where you can come in and ask me questions via Zoom. Some of them are with an appointment, and you can watch this video to see how to make an appointment in Canvas using the calendar. And then there's also a few where you just drop in, so you just click on this link, Tuesdays 11 to 12, Wednesdays 2 to 2:30, and you can just ask me questions. There is also a link to the Success Center. They also have online tutoring, and their hours are a little bit more varied than mine are. So they are normally open about 7 days a week, and there's lots of times in there that you can schedule appointments and also do an online tutor session. There's a couple other resources that the school has provided: Smart Thinking Online Tutoring, and then the STAR CA tutoring. There's also some free tutoring that you'll see when you're in our online homework program, which will be called My Math Lab. So that's what most of those buttons are there to get some online tutoring help. There's also the Student Lounge and Q&A, and if you click on that, this is also another place you can ask questions. And actually, instead of emailing me, unless it's something personal, you could post your question here. And then what's really nice is that other students can respond, or I'll respond with a video to answer that question as well. So if it's a math question, but that way everyone, a lot of people, will often have the same questions. And so this is a way to get that information to everyone. And I highly recommend you hit subscribe on here, so that way you can stay updated with all of that. And so the other two buttons that you're going to be using, sometimes great, that lets you see how you're doing, but there is a link to the syllabus and then also to the modules. So most of this class, every week, there is a new module that you need to work through. And so I'm going to actually click on that so you can see what that looks like. And so you can see that we have this welcome module. This is the first thing that you need to complete for our class. It should be done within the first couple days. And in fact, 2 of the assignments need to be done within the first day of class. Otherwise, you will be dropped. And so you're watching this video, so you're probably in this welcome video, play, pause it. You need to make sure you complete that. And then there is also a day 1 assignment, which is uploading documents. That must also be completed as well by the 17th, which is Tuesday. So please make sure that you complete both of those things. So the way that I would work through a module, and again, there's a welcome module here, but normally, there's also a resource module. There will be a week 1 module. Computer froze a little bit. So there's module 1 for week 1, and then you can see ahead there's module 2 for week 2. And this walks you through everything that you need to complete for that week. And a majority of things are going to be due on Sundays, the last day of the week, but make sure you check in on here to see when all the due dates are. And so when you're in a module, so if I just start with the very first thing, and that's what you should do, start with the very first thing, you click on it, and in our welcome module, it's going to show a little welcome letter, tell you a little bit about the expectations and things you need to take care of. And one of the most important things is to make sure that you read everything. I know it's a lot of words on there, but please make sure that you read everything. And then on the bottom right corner, there's a little button that says Next. You can click on that, and it will take you to the next page of the module. So you're just walking through all of the different things I wanted you to complete for the week. So the next thing we have is a welcome video. Play, pause it. That's where you should be watching this from. Complete that. And then I hit next again. And it has our discussion and introductions. And so it says it's currently locked. It will open up the day that you're watching this video. And so you want to make sure, just a little reminder, all of our discussion boards are going to require that you respond to whatever the prompt is. Most of the time they're not really that much about math, but more about building the community amongst each other and have some little discussions with each other. And so like this first one is just an introduction, and so I give you an example of myself and introduce myself, and I put a picture in there, and so you're welcome to do the same, add a picture of whatever you'd like that you'd want to share with the class. And so once you put your initial post, then you'll be able to see everyone else's posts, and you're asked to always respond to at least one other person. You could do more, but at least one, and that will get you full credit for your discussion board. So you provide a thoughtful first response and then respond to another classmate for full credit. I'm going to hit next. So I just I changed the opening date so we can actually see what that discussion board looks like. And so you can see that the first thing it wants you to do is actually update your Canvas profile image, since that's the main picture that I get to see of you, since I don't get to see your face in person. If you can make sure you update your Canvas profile, and then you could see my little post. All right, and so the day 1 assignment that you want to complete today, Monday, is the Uploading Document Syllabus KWL. And so what that is, again, if we read the directions here, is that it's an assignment to help you learn about the course and also to read through the syllabus and practice uploading a document to Canvas. So the first thing you want to do is download and print this 3-page KWL worksheet. So if I click on that, it's going to pop up. It's actually in another window, so I'm going to get to that. And so you can see the K is what do I already know. So on this page, you're going to write what you already know about this class. Do you know anything? Do you know what the class is going to be about? Do you know what the expectations are for this class? And then what do you want to know? What do you want to know about how the class is going to be run? Do you know how many tests there are? Do you want to know how that's going to be? You could write down some thoughts there. Then for the L, the learned, you're going to actually go through and read the syllabus. And as you read it, write down things that you have learned, and hopefully that answers your questions. And then you're going to take those 3 pages, combine them together into one PDF, and upload them here. So you're going to click on the Start Assignment on the top right, and when you click on that Start Assignment, down below it gives you an option to choose that file on your computer. So once you have that file saved as one PDF, you can just upload it here, and then you submit the assignment, and it'll show some confetti. There will be a little hyperlink that you can click on so you can see exactly what you submitted, so please make sure you submitted the correct document. If you need some more help with uploading PDFs, there's a couple little hyperlinks in here, or you can just Google it or ask me. So going on, the next thing is the link to the syllabus. So you can access that here in the welcome module, but you can also look for it on the far left side. So we had skipped into the module section, but you could have skipped over to the syllabus, which is where this link will take you. And there will be the actual syllabus document, and then also has a list of all the assignments that are due within Canvas. And so here's a little like preview of that, so you can download it if you want, print it out, or we can just look through this. And actually, let's look through this a little bit together. So again, there's like another intro going on, so you can read through that and what you're expected to learn in our course, my contact information, and again, those office hours via Zoom, the ones that are by appointment, and then those that are by drop-in, and then important deadlines that include the holidays that we have. Class expectations, just a reminder that you need to be attending regularly, which really means checking in on Canvas regularly. Our tools for success, you're going to need this textbook, which you can get it in two forms. You can get it either as the ebook or you can get it as a hardcover, but either way, you for sure need to get the MyMathLab access code. And so that access code is going to be how we do our homework. And so a lot of people just buy the access code and the ebook, and you can buy it from the bookstore or directly from the publisher. But the bookstore right now, just a reminder, our bookstore, there's grants available for students, $250 to $300, depending on how, or $500, depending on how many units you're taking. So please make sure you take advantage of that. So everyone should have access to our materials that are needed for this class. You should not be using a calculator. You can use them minimally. However, you must be able to perform elementary math without a calculator and show why. That's the whole purpose of this class, is to learn those mathematical concepts that are taught in elementary. And you also must be able to use manipulatives or draw pictures and explain your work. So some of what you're going to be doing for our class will include posting videos. So if I go to the technology part, remember this is the online class, so you need to have a reliable computer and internet access. And then I'm also going to ask that you make sure you have access to a webcam or using your phone video to be able to post videos. If you don't have access to any of that, just remember that Chaffey College also has a Chromebook loaner deal, and so please take advantage of that. So you have the grant money that they're giving out to be used in the bookstore, and then they also have Chromebooks. So lots of resources available for you guys. If I continue scrolling down a little bit, reminder about communication. You can email me. When you do, please make sure you sign your name so I know who it's coming from. And using Canvas email works really well too, because most of that is included, but just double check. Academic honesty, reminder that the goal of this class is to see what you know, not what your friend knows, not what the internet knows, not what the apps know. You need to learn the math and be able to do it. If at any time I suspect anything is cheating, you'll get a 0 on that, and I'll ask you to attend a Zoom session to explain your work. If you're a DPS student, please make sure you contact me and let me know about any accommodations, anything that I can help you with. And so overall for our assignments and grading, there's going to be that homework that will be online through MyMathLab, as well as the discussion boards and Canvas assignments. So both of those things are part of your grade, and completing all of that work will help you to pass the exams, which there's going to be 3 of them, and then a final. And if you can scroll, you can see our percents. And again, you can read through all of this. I'm going through it a little quickly, but just wanted to point out some of the highlights. And then this shows you week by week what we're going to be covering and when the exams are planned. So we have that going on there. I'm going to go back to our modules. So I just clicked on that module button, and we were kind of at the syllabus point. So I'm going to go back. Instead of starting at the welcome and hitting next, 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 I'm just going to go to that syllabus so you can see where we were. So that link took me really to where that link takes me, which is where we were with that hard copy of that syllabus. And so I'm going to hit next. And so one of the other things that it will ask you to do sometime is to mark a page as done, like you did what was on that page. And so there's going to be a little box with a circle. And so if I scroll down, you can see it on the bottom here. So mark as done. So for this case, it just says that we read this page, and we'll hit next. But one of the other assignments for this first week is looking at strategies for success. Sometimes people call those norms. And so you can read through this, and then you're going to have to click on this Google Doc and add to it. And then once you've actually added to it, then you come back and you hit mark as done, and then you go on to the next thing. So again, just working through, this is our whole first welcome module. Normally you're not going to have so much. You're going to have just the one weekly module. For this week you have this welcome, and then you also have a week 1 module with some content to learn. So this takes you back to our visiting hour information, which you can access again through this little table of contents here. This page tells you how to create the My Math Lab. The big important thing you need to know is our course code, which is listed here, but it has all the directions of how to register and do that. And again, mark as done once you actually register and go into the My Math Lab. And then this is just telling you about a little bit more about My Math Lab and how to look at the homework. And homework number 1 is just an orientation to My Math Lab, so just making sure you know how to use that program. Mark as done, and then hit next. And then there's a little syllabus quiz that you'll need to take. And then you can see it's going to the next module, which is the resource module. And this is available all the time. This resource module is there. And so if you can see, while it's loading up, this entire welcome module needs to be completed in order for you to move on to this week's content. And so you can see the little check marks are showing that they're completed. So if you don't have a check mark, make sure that all those things are completed. So this is the prerequisite for, I'm going to scroll down, this resource module. Again, just resources, things about Zoom, My Math Lab information, other useful links and things for help, student support services. So there's a lot of support on campus. And so if you look down here, this is going to be the learning that we're doing this week about math and about problem solving. And so it says a prerequisite is the welcome module. So it's all grayed out right now, and it's locked. It won't become unlocked until you finish everything in that welcome module. And again, everything in here is due by August 22nd, except for there's an explore, like what is math. And so it does say August 17th to view that. That's just to look at it. And then this mark as done. It's just an exploring page. So you can look at that, but the actual assignments are not due until the 22nd. So you can see that as you walk through this entire module, it will remind you like, oh yeah, go to My Math Lab, go do that assignment. And again, it has this order of things. Everything should be done within the week, not waiting until the last minute. One other thing that I wanted to remind you of, and let's see, where is that? Oh, I'm going to go back to the communication plan. I quickly had gone through that. But one thing that you should do right away, besides update your Canvas profile picture if you have not yet, is to change your notification settings for Canvas. So if I have any announcements or any, like a student asks a question and I want to send you a video out right away, or you want to make sure that you know when discussions, people are posting to the discussions, you need to update all your notifications. So on this page, if you scroll down, these are the ones that I recommend. The due dates, notify you right away so you don't forget these things. Announcements is that really, really big one. So I don't normally individually like email the whole class. I normally just post it as an announcement. So you can view it as soon as you open up Canvas. So check Canvas every day and you'll see the announcements. Or make sure that it's set up to notify you, and then make sure you're checking your email. So that way you get those notifications. And then also I'll comment on different things that you guys submit. So make sure that submission comments is turned on to notify you, so that way you know when I graded or checked on something that you had going on. So again, check on all these, make sure that that's set up. And then there is another reminder that there is an app for Canvas, but any kind of quizzes that we do, don't use the mobile app. It's not totally compatible. You need to be using the computer. So if you have any other questions, concerns, anything, remember you can post in our student lounge, big overall questions. If you want to individually email me any of your questions or concerns, please do so. And I look forward to a great semester with you. Have a great rest of your day.